Guys, so a couple of days ago, I took the New York Times British and Irish dialect quiz to try to pinpoint where my accent is from in the UK. And that was quite good fun because I honestly am not too sure where my accent is from because there's quite a few different influences in there. But anyway, after that, there was a second quiz for the US. So basically, doing the same thing to pinpoint where American accents come from in the US. And clearly, I am not American, but I thought that I would take it anyway, just to see with my English pronunciation where it would place me in America, where the closest kind of comparison to my accent would be. And it's a bit silly fun and I've enjoyed it. So I put the link below if anybody else would like to take it. It might be worth watching the British Irish dialect one as well, because in this one you might hear me going, am I answering this question again? When it asks me about supper time or dinner time, and it asks me about what I call a woodlouse, like a little beetle, the name for that, because I've done that in the other video that I did. So when it came up again in the US one, I was like, not this again. So if you haven't seen the first one, you might be thinking, but you haven't answered that yet. So yeah, here is how I got on with the American dialect challenge. And it was a bit of a challenge because, I wasn't expecting to hit anything in there that, I wouldn't automatically have an answer for. But there was specifically definitely one question about something about a road intersection and something called a kitty corner. Which I've never heard of before, so that kind of stumped me. And there were a few things in there that I was like, I don't quite know how to answer this. But yeah, anyway, see how it compares to the results that you get. Okay, I said that I'd do this just for fun. I'm clearly not from America at all, but I thought I would just have a play with the American quiz and see what happens. So, how you all use and you guys talk. And I just thought this would be interesting because a lot of the words that Americans use, like fall, whereas the UK says autumn, or candy, whereas we'd say sweets, a lot of the words that Americans use were how British people spoke a few centuries ago, and those words stuck in America but changed in the UK. There's a great video about the history of English which covers it, and I'll link to that below if you're interested. But because of that, I thought it would be interesting to see which part of America is the closest pronunciation to the way that I speak as a British person. So, how would you address a group of two or more people? You. How how are you? Okay. What do you call a large wild cat native to the Americas? I would think of a cougar. Oh, you can only choose one, can you? Or a mountain lion. Cougar. I guess cougar was my first instinct, but mountain lion or cougar. What would you call the sale of unwanted items on your porch? Yard sale, I guess. A garage sale, actually. Yard sale, garage sale. Although in the UK, car boot. There we go. Car boot sale. Oh, but hold on a minute. A car boot sale is more when everybody takes their car into a field and sells things from the trunk of their car. And that's very popular in the UK in summer. But if you're actually selling things in your yard, I'd probably say a yard sale or a garage sale. What do you call a large motor vehicle used to carry freight? Truck. Ooh, actually that's a tough one. It would be a truck or a lorry. Probably a lorry, to be honest. What do you call the insect that flies around in the summer and firefly. How do you pronounce caramel? Caramel. 3. Wait, there should be an extra hyphen, shouldn't they? Caramel. 3. What do you call the small freshwater lobster often found in lakes and streams? Crayfish. Okay. Mudbug. I like that, mudbug. I'm going to change what I call it. There's actually a lake in southern Uganda called Bunyoni, and that's quite famous for crayfish or crawfish or mudbugs, as we've just covered. So I think that was probably the first time I ever actually ate them. What do you call the area of grass in the middle of some street? Central reservation. Oh, the grass in the middle of a street, central reservation would be what I call it, but I have no word for this. That's my life, mate. I have no words for this. Island, boulevard, traffic island. I'd call it a boulevard, I suppose. I mean, if I was being posh, but central reservation is what I would call it. How do you pronounce the words Mary, Merry, and Marry differently? Mary, Merry, can't say this now. Mary, Merry, Marry. Three different. All three are pronounced the same, all three are pronounced differently. What do you call the long sandwich that contains cold cuts, lettuce, and so on? Sub is a very American word. See, I know a lot of these American words, but I wouldn't use it. So sub is in Subway. So we have that in the UK. Hoagie is American. Baguette, we would call it. Sarnie, my goodness. Oh, Americans, please tell me, where in America do you say sarnie? Because that's a very British word. Like in the north, my dad would always say sarnie for sandwich. So do let me know where in America you call a sandwich a sarnie. But I call it a baguette. Do you call the sweet spread that is put on cake frosting or icing? Icing. How do you pronounce the first syllable of lawyer? Loy boy. Loy boy. Oh, rhymes with flow. Lower. Lawyer? Lawyer? I don't know what they mean by that. It would be loy as in boy. Do you pronounce cot and court the same? No. How could you? Cut, cut. How? In what universe could you pronounce cot and court the same? It's very clearly different. What do you call the small grey bug that? Oh, well, woodlouse. Already said this before. It's interesting. Call the area of grass between the sidewalk and the. Oh, I see. I do not have a word for that. I have no word for that. Oh no, yes I do. It's the verge. It's the verge. That's what you drive your car onto if there's a problem. How do you pronounce crayon? Crayon. 2 syllables. Crayon. But not like crayon. Crayon? Crayon. Because it's clearly an O-N here. O-N. Crayon, not crayon. Sorry, I'm going to get so many awful comments about this. Sounds like crown. Crown. Crown? Crown. Not sure about that. Where 2 syllables rhyme with dawn. Crayon. No. Crayon. Crayon. None of those, to be honest, but let's go with the closest. What do you call a traffic jam? That sounds like the setup for a joke. What do you call a traffic jam? Okay. Caused by drivers slowing down to look... Oh, rubbernecking. But I think... Oh, Gaper's block. Oh, that's brilliant. Gaper's delay. I love this. Curiosity delay. That sounds like something happening in Alice in Wonderland. Gawk block. Oh, I like Gaper's block. Yeah, rubbernecking. But rubbernecking, I think we adopted that from America. So I don't think we had a word for it before the Americans gave us rubbernecking. I might be wrong, but I don't think we did. How do you pronounce the second syllable of pajamas? The second syllable, pajamas, palm. What is the distinction between oh no, 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 go away. To me, supper and dinner is pretty much entirely interchangeable, and I do not consciously think about it when I use them. Dinner and lunch, sorry, are also interchangeable for me. Supper is the evening meal. Yeah, I'm sticking with that. I'm going with that. What do you call a traffic situation in which several roads meet in a circle? It's a roundabout. What do you call something that is across both streets from you at an intersection? What? What are you talking about? What do you call something that is across both streets from you at an intersection? I have no idea what you're talking about. I can't even conceptualize this. What do you call something, oh God, that is across both, what do you mean across both streets from you? Surely something is across a street, whether there are two lanes or one, from you at an intersection, or diagonally across from you in, oh, diagonally across from you in general, it's diagonally across from you. What are any of these other words? What is a kitty corner? What are you talking about? I either have no term for this, but if something is diagonal to me, then it is diagonal to me. Okay, moving on. What do you call an easy high school or college class? Oh, an easy one? Well, the only thing that I recognise here is blow off, but blow off would be to skive, to take a day off. You blow off second session or whatever and not go. But I don't recognise any of these, so I guess blow off. What do you call a sweet and carbonated beverage? Oh, soda pop, fizzy drink. Can I have a fizzy drink or a pop? Pop I'd use over soda, but fizzy drink. What do you call a drive-through liquor store? We do not have these. It is very illegal to drink and drive, and we do not have drive-through liquor stores, but they do in Australia. And that's the first place that I ever saw a drive-through. It's the only place I ever saw a drive-through liquor store was Australia. I'm going to go, a brew through. I like that one. I'm just going to go with I haven't heard of it because we don't have them. I have heard of them, but we don't have them. How do you pronounce aunt? Aunt. My aunt. Okay, oh, we've done it. All right, so where am I from in America? Providence, Yonkers, New York. So, yeah, so I'm from this area of America. Apparently these are my accent brethren. My soliloquizing sorority or something to that effect. Okay, Providence, New York, Yonkers. I know nothing about Yonkers. That sounds like a slightly rude word to me, a bit like honkers. But yes. So what puts me up there? So apparently to pronounce Mary, Merry and Marry as three different words is very specific to up here. To pronounce court and cot differently is more widespread. And then again, oh, well, this is just repeating the first one. So, I don't know. Anyway, so yes, Providence, New York. Fascinating. So yes, if you're from America and you take this, let me know how accurate it was at pinpointing your location. And if you are not from America and like me, you were just curious and doing it for fun, yeah, where did you get placed?